Welcome to Here's Looking at Yul, Kid.
So we did it.
We sure did. I'm Drake Amendola.
I'm Philip Romano.
And listen, this is Here's Looking at Yul, Kid. Well,
yeah, emphasis on that listen.
Yes, we're gonna. Well, not emphasis on the listen. We're gonna break this down real quick because this is gonna be a long episode. All of them are because it's a ridiculous idea. We are going to watch every film made by Yul Brynner.
But just watch.
Just watch. These movies will be muted.
Yeah.
We will be watching the movies without subtitles.
Yeah. If you want to watch along, you can, but I think it's not necessary.
I don't think it will be, and I recommend that if you do watch along, you absolutely do not listen along.
Yeah. But so, I mean, there's a few things we can avoid copyright issues with the sounds of these films being on the podcast.
Yeah, we don't have to wear headphones.
We don't have to wear headphones. And the main thing is it's a fun title.
That's the whole idea did originate from me saying, "Here's looking at Yul, Kid."
Yeah.
So yeah, the first movie is Port of New York.
Just looking at Yul, Port of New York, 1949. We'll be watching the version uploaded to YouTube by Pizza Flicks.
Shout out to Pizza Flicks.
And
I think we should get right into it. So what you want to do is you want to go onto YouTube. You want to type in Port of New York, parentheses, 1949, Yul Brynner, Pizza Flicks. Did I say Pizza Flicks already? I don't remember.
We've said Pizza Flicks many times.
All right. You want to load up that video. You want to pause it at true zero. That's where we are. And we're going to count you in. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1, play.
But that wasn't it.
That was not it. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And let's just get started. Phil, you want to count us in, buddy?
Yeah, I think it's time to look at some Yul. So 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Samba pictures. Oh, you were gonna say samba.
I was gonna say samba, like the dance. Port of New York.
Port of New York.
Now we do know two people who live in New York with the last name Port who we almost discussed inviting as guests. But we didn't want to guess in the first episode.
Right. And I think they are internet personalities who don't use their last name on the internet. But we didn't say their first names.
We didn't.
So it's fine.
It's PewDiePie Port.
Both.
Is still a thing?
I fucking hope not.
Great.
Look, there's lots of people in this movie. Here's a lovely port. Now, here's the thing. We're going to have no fucking clue what's going on in this movie.
No. Oh, but a James T. Vaughn associate producer credit. That's a good sign.
Is it? What else has he done?
I don't know.
Well, let's look it up.
Trying to make some conversation.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah, James T. Vaughn. I just said
Google that.
All right. So this is the fun part of any podcast when one of the hosts gets on their phone to Google stuff.
Yeah, and we are doing this about 3 minutes into our podcast. So.
Yeah. All right, here we go. He's known for he's no longer alive.
Oh, R.I.P. You know who else is no longer alive?
You know who else is no longer alive?
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner.
And today is November 10th, 2022. Which is the 37th
and 1 month.
And 1 month anniversary of Yul Brynner's death. Yes. R.I.P.
He died October 10th, 1985. And,
we were going to release this on October 10th, except I moved on October 1st. And then on October 2nd, tested positive for the novel coronavirus.
Yeah, not so novel anymore, is it?
No.
That's a lot of white people.
I would wager that we're going to see a lot of white people in the movies of this series.
Yeah. Well...
But you know what? I swear to God, I will not listen to a single one of these white people.
I mean... Well, here's the thing. King and I famously, a lot of non-white people. However, I don't know how problematic the movie is and if they are played by white people.
I was going to say, it's not a lot of white characters, but this movie was made in the 1950s or 40s, so...
Well, James T. Vaughn was only a producer on... Well, this is the only thing he was an associate producer on. He was a full producer on Double Deal 1 year later. But he lived 4 years longer than our guy Yul.
All right, so look forward to our exclusive Patreon podcast. Here's a listening to Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn. Go.
Vaughn.
When we did go
to the birthplace.
Of James T. Vaughn.
Yeah.
All right.
We're on a show. There's some sort of wind machine.
I'm not 100% positive I will recognize Yul when he's first shows
I
up.
actually also don't think I will.
Especially because I'm pretty sure this is the only movie where he is not bald. I think it's the thing I saw. Like this was before.
Well, we could read the Wikipedia page for this movie, but maybe we keep that in our back pocket for when we're running out of.
We're already in it.
Yeah.
Now I do know, based on the podcast art, for making the podcast art for this, he does have very piercing eyes.
Yes, I think famously.
Yeah, so the eyes will have it.
I think you might want to move a little closer to this mic, bud.
Yep. All right, so they're on a boat. I'm assuming they're going either to or from.
No, wait, is this Yul Brynner?
I don't
know. No, I don't think that's Yul Brynner.
No. How old would he be at this point?
I would imagine his. Well, we know he's been dead for 37 years and 1 month.
Yes.
So let's work our way backwards. What's 2022 minus 37?
1985. I already said he died in 1985.
Great. Okay, so what's 1985 minus 1949?
Oh,
we don't know how old he was when he died.
Yeah, I was wondering where you're going with that. I would guess he's.
Well, he died young, right? He was in his 60s.
He died young. Yeah, but I thought he started older. I don't know.
Is this before he was on Broadway in The King and I?
Yes, I think I would guess he is mid to late 30s in this.
Oh, yeah, you think? Well, no.
I might be wrong.
Well, wait, no. We know he died in his 60s, and this is about 40 years before he died, so I would assume this is mid to late 20s.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I just
Yul Brynner is younger than we are in this film.
Younger than? Nope, can't sing a copyrighted song.
Oh, that's alright. Sing a non-copyrighted version of whatever you're going to sing.
He's younger than us, and he's taking the bus. But the bus is a boat, and they're swimming in a moat, and they're going to the port of New York.
Mwom.
Yeah.
This actually brings up a great point, which is that this podcast does not have a theme song.
We're like 60
minutes.
minutes.
Oh, wait. I think that might have been Yul Brynner.
The one who does...
Not the guy with the knife. This other guy in a trench coat.
Is Yul Brynner being killed right now?
I think he's...
That'd be
I think he's the protagonist of this film.
Is he?
Or the antagonist. Like a shady type figure.
Not one of the... Now, if that were Yul Brynner and he is in none of the rest of this movie, this is a strong start.
I don't think he was the one who was stabbed. I think he was one of the guys... I don't know. Well, look, we're in daytime. We aren't... Here's the thing. Though the podcast is about us watching Yul Brynner, that's not necessarily anything involved with what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, no. Well, and, I mean, structure-wise, I know you've talked about you want to each come in with a topic.
Yes.
I do have a topic in mind. I believe you do as well.
Well, I actually did not prepare a topic for the first episode. I thought the topic of the first episode was introducing the podcast. But if you have a topic, that sounds like it would be great.
Well, my topic, because I thought you said that you did have a topic for this, was let's do a review on how talking about your topic went.
Oh, ooh.
So.
Well, I do have a topic for next. This is going to be a monthly podcast. We're going to release on the 10th of every month. I have one for the next. So if you want to do a pre-review of how you think that's going to go.
I did just think of a new topic.
Okay.
To do instead, too.
Okay.
Kind of also, well, an introduction to what may become a monthly feature, depending on how it goes the first time.
Before you start, could I ask how your Halloween was? As you know, it's November 10th.
Yeah, November 10th. This is live.
Yeah.
Unlike Yule, I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
My Halloween was good. I went to a party at a friend's house and at a friend's old apartment.
Oh, on Halloween?
No, I believe it was the day before.
I think it was 2 days before?
2 days before, yeah. And also played some Among Us and Jackbox games.
Oh, right. On the day before Halloween.
The day before, yeah. And then Halloween itself, I think I did a background acting thing, I believe.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should find out if Yul ever did any background acting, because Philip is an accomplished...
That's Yul, right?
That is Yul.
All right. We got him, folks.
He's wearing black. He's watching some... Oh,
we can officially
say,
in a
bathrobe?
For the first time,
here's looking at Yul, kid.
Now, that's a man who I guess could be in his 20s.
Yes, but does look about 50.
Yeah.
Like a well-preserved 50. Do you want to take a photo of the TV screen as a bonus
Yeah,
content?
This is the top level Patreon. Get one photo, and this is photo time.
Photo time!
Yeah. And that was it. It was taken. Yeah, look at those eyes.
He does kind of look like my grandfather, who is also dead.
Now that would be an amazing twist of this podcast if we find out
like
you're related to Yul Brynner. Yeah.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah. Now Yul does have children and grandchildren who I know one of his children is named Rock.
Yes, and I believe one of his children is a giant Johnny Depp fan.
Oh.
Right? Didn't she hire Johnny Depp?
Oh, well, she hired a lot of people.
But Johnny Depp's been doing that campaign for a while, so she didn't freshly hire Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah, no, that was Yeah, and I don't know if she's involved with the decision to keep him on.
Yeah, so we don't know if Yul Brynner's children are problematic or not.
Yeah, just to be clear, the campaign we're talking about is for that perfume thing that posted of him for all over the city. One of Yul Brynner's children was the one who originally scouted or hired him for that. What a world. I gotta stop moving back.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to deprive you all of my loud voice.
Which is still not really registering much, but you know what?
It'll be fine.
When Phil starts talking, you crank up your volume. When I start talking, you crank down your volume. You're part of this.
There's a podcast I listen to that I won't say which one, but that has this issue all the time where it's two hosts. One of the voices is always much louder than the other, and they've got a lot of people.
What are they loud about?
Well, only one's loud.
Okay.
The other one's not.
Okay.
But doesn't matter. Do we know any of the... Well, I guess we could have paid more attention to the credits.
Here's what I'm gathering. This woman arrived in New York via ship, right?
Into the port.
And then someone else that was on that boat... Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Yul Brynner just slapped a woman.
Do we gotta have a
cancellation
counter?
It's gonna be hard to do a cancellation counter without being able to hear.
Yeah. I mean, it's visual cancellations.
Alright, that's one.
Alright, new scene.
But yeah, so this woman has arrived in New York City. She seems to have already known Yul Brynner.
Yeah, but did she know he was going to slap her? Because that's what just happened, folks.
She did storm out.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like now some ship guys doing stuff on a ship.
Real, I would say, idiot vibes from these two.
Yeah, they're the idiots of the movie. An important role.
U.S. Customs agents? Come on.
Opened a box of sand?
But what do you think's under that sand, Phil?
Well, we're about to find out.
Contraband?
So far, more sand.
Okay. Well, maybe it was supposed to be something else, and they've discovered that it was switched out with sand.
That's what I'm thinking.
And now the police are, because there's some hashtag ACAB.
A lot of dissolves happening.
Which I think was a new trick in film.
Yeah, well, that's that Lee T. Vaughn associate producing touch.
That's right.
James T. Vaughn. I'm so sorry.
Well, his friends called him Lee.
Yeah. Lee, short for James. Oh boy, what's this building?
It looks like the library.
It does kind of.
At Bryant Park.
Yeah. Now, have there been a remake of this movie?
Well, we can Google it.
We can. I don't want our whole podcast to be just Googling
things. If
things.
only we knew someone who could help out with Googling. Oh, wait. What's that? Oh, someone wants the mic. Oh, you want me to Google that for you?
Very bold choice. You'd introduce this character.
It's me, Googly the Googler.
Well, Googly's here, folks.
Hi. Well, what you doing around here?
How you doing today, Googly?
Oh, I'm great. You know me. My job. Googly's the name. Googling's the game.
Now, Googly, do you know if there's been a remake of the 1949 Yul Brynner film Port of New York?
Oh, I sure don't, but you know what? Google does.
Well, tell us, Googly. Can you Google it for us?
I'll pull out my cell phone.
All right.
It's a Nokia phone.
Okay. Does Nokia still make phones? I mean, it could be an old phone.
I've got it I'm very good at not dropping things.
That's good job, Googly.
All right, I'm gonna Google it for you. But first,
we're at the Bureau of Narcotics. Googly, hurry up.
Okay. www.google.com. Enter. Okay, what do you open? This Port Authority, Port of New York?
Yep, Port of New York.
Does Port of New York have a remake?
Yeah.
DOES space PORT space.
Now, for any listeners we still have, I want you to call in and tell us why you're still listening.
Space.
NEW
space YORK space.
You can call in our phone number.
Space.
Call into 518-966-2442. Leave a voicemail.
MAKE.
And
Question mark.
just say why. We're 15 minutes in. The Google has arrived, and you're still listening.
Phil, what is that phone number for?
518-966-2442. That's the phone number of the pod.
Whose phone number is that?
Google voice number I have.
Oh, is that Lou's phone number?
Maybe.
I got some responses. So the first result is about the growth of offshore wind energy. And how could we make the Port of New York?
Googly, you're not doing a good job.
The Port of New York film Wikipedia
Googly,
page.
I think we might need to call someone else in.
Oh, no, don't you fucking dare.
See, this is why I thought it was very bold of Googly to come.
Don't do it.
Oh,
exactly.
Someone's knocking at the door?
No, I'll get it.
All right, go get it, Googly.
Googly's gone off. He did leave his phone. It doesn't look like this movie's been remade. However, the Wikipedia page does note that it's very similar to a movie called T-Men, released a couple years earlier.
So it could be a remake in itself.
Yeah. Whoa, T-Men was a semi-documentary and police procedural, so it sounds like it's some propaganda.
Wow, what a start.
And we won't.
So Yul's first two films, spoiler alert, his second film was King and I, are about cops and the monarchy.
Ugh, problematic.
Problematic. It's an overall cancellation.
Yeah. But you know what? I bet never again will anything problematic appear in his filmography or life.
No, for sure. I mean, we're not interested in his life. That's not what we're watching.
No. If we're interested in his life, we listen to things he had to say.
Yeah. It definitely seems like they want to show off this fading effect between scenes. Because this has a montage happening.
Do you think this was filmed on location or these sets? I mean, some of it looks like it has to be a city, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing many like visual effects cities at this time.
No, but there's matte paintings and whatnot.
Which, to be fair, I guess is a visual effect.
An elevated train here, so that was probably filmed in Queens or Brooklyn.
What do we think the first Yul Brynner film will be that we watch and we're like, oh, that's where we're sitting right now?
None. I think if that's going to happen, it will be in this film.
That would make sense.
And we are in New York City in an undetermined borough, in an undetermined street, in which we will not mention. Yeah,
I have already given out my phone number, but now that looks like it could be the Empire. But what do you with the Empire?
No, that looks like the Flatiron. No, it looks.
I'm talking about it in the way back, but yeah.
That looks like up on like 60th or something like that, or like near
to be grilled.
Lincoln Center.
Now we can't go back and pause, but I'm pretty sure the first line of that article says something about being mangled by fish.
Perhaps the body they dumped into the river.
Yeah. Mangled by Fish is also my favorite 90s band.
Now, I'm guessing this woman was traveling with the man who was murdered. She looks like she's in mourning. A shadow. A literal shadow. And then she went to Yul Brynner for help, maybe, or to accuse him of something, perhaps.
Yeah. Now, so on the topic of introducing the podcast.
Yes.
What is the best way to listen to this podcast? Because it seems kind of like it'd be annoying both to be watching it and also to not be watching it.
Well, because the thing is, sometimes we comment on things on the screen as if the people can see it without giving them much context at all.
Yeah.
And then often we're not talking about the film at all. And honestly, I'll be quite frank. There are times I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at you instead.
I don't care.
And I'll say this: Yul's not on screen, so why would I bother watching?
That's true.
I'm here to look at Yul.
You know what we should do? Maybe we should have like a poster on the wall of Yul Brynner, so that when he's not on screen, we can still be looking at Yul.
Well, how about this? Maybe this can be a Patreon goal. And I want to be very clear: we don't have a Patreon and don't have plans to get one. But our Patreon stretch goal thing, should be that you and I get facial reconstruction surgery to look like Yul Brynner. That way, whether we're looking at each other or the screen, we're always looking at Yul, kid.
Or a paper mask.
I mean,
facial reconstruction surgery.
We can start a facial reconstruction and build up to. Oh,
do I look like Yul?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I mean,
that's a great thing. That's only the people watching on YouTube can see what just happened. Now, granted, we don't have any cameras set up, and we're not releasing this. Well, You could release the audio on YouTube, I guess. YouTube.
I think we will release the audio on YouTube.
It might be a YouTube. Oh, not an accident. It might be a
A
YouTube,
YouTube exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we have the name of our YouTube channel.
YouTube. That probably exists.
If only we had someone to Google that, but I don't. Googly hasn't come back, so I don't know what's up with him.
Oh, someone's still knocking at the door.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll check in on that later, maybe. You said you had a topic, Philip.
Oh yeah, a topic / kind of like segment idea, I guess, which is
a monthly segment.
It could be, yeah. I think it could kind of go on. I think the segment is called "Are any of our friends listening to this podcast?"
What a great time. So should we target a specific friend?
Yeah, I think we do a shout out to someone we know.
Okay, and if I'll say this, if they point out, hey, I heard the shout out. We'll give them a prize.
That's exactly it.
Now, what should the prize be first?
$6,000.
I do not co-sign that.
All right.
$6.
Oh, I can go down to 6 cents.
Oh, I do like that more.
The 6 cents. That's not a Yul Brynner thing at all. That just sounds like
we could give our friend a videotape of the 6 cents.
Yeah, I don't have one. Do you have one?
A videotape of the 6 cents? No, but you know what? I'm gonna pop up on eBay, and let's see how much the 6 cents cost.
It's gonna be more than it should be
on VHS. Do you know what? $2.99.
That's not bad.
Do you know? At some point, people stopped calling VHS, like we used to just call them tapes or videotapes. And now people call them VHSs again. And also, have you ever heard someone call a VCR a VHS player?
Yes.
Sounds dumb. Anyway,
I've also a couple times heard people call tape VCR tape. Which
I'm more okay with that, actually.
Did you ever have a VCR rewinder?
I did not, but I did know someone who had. My grandmother had one. But she also had a VCR by that time that rewound, so she only really pulled it out to show us, like, hey, you used to have to use this.
Yeah, I think we had one that I think was like from when it was necessary, but as I remember, it was the shape of a car.
Oh.
So it was it looked like a red Mustang convertible, I want to say, and you opened up the top and put and just to rewind a tape. I'm like, what a very specific item.
That's pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? VHS tape rewinder. Let's see.
Well, now what if this is the prize? It's just a VHS tape rewinder.
Well, if it is cheap enough.
I mean, I'm sure it's like.
I'm not gonna buy it beforehand. I will get this prize.
Oh, that is more than I expected.
Well, there's one for with a lot of shipping. Well, there's some bids.
Now put the word car in that search.
Sure, of course. Oh, is this it?
Oh, I mean, in my mind, it could easily be that, but like in my mind, actually, that's a lot closer to what I'm picturing.
Okay, so guys, if you're listening and you want to see what we're seeing, go ahead and Google Solidex 57 Chevrolet Chevy red car video cassette VHS tape rewinder tested if it's still listed on eBay.
Or just search. I don't know how to use this computer. Just search VHS tape rewinder car, and it's the fourth one, right? Third one.
Yes, on November 10th, 2022.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'd say...
Now, here's the thing. We're never going to make any profit from this podcast. So we would be in the red $14 if we were to offer this. I will remind you that the 6 cents was $2.99.
No, I think we should still do the 6 cents. That's a better price. But I don't know if we bring up another topic I want to talk about. I think we should have a sponsor.
Oh, okay. I think we should too. But have you arranged this?
No, but I think we should be sponsored by Max Brenner's Chocolate because he's got the same last name.
Okay. Well, Max, if you're listening.
Max, if you're listening, we'll give you a VCR, a VHS tape of the 6 cents.
Oh, Yul Brynner is back on screen.
Yul's back.
You know what we're doing? We're looking at Yul, kid. Oh, he's happy.
And Yul's looking at something too.
Yeah. Do you think it's money?
I don't know. He opened up a handkerchief in his hand, something.
Oh, he just closed the
Uh-oh.
blinds in a very menacing manner. I do think he is threatening this woman, our heroine.
Yeah.
Should we read the first paragraph of the Wikipedia page, or do you think it's too soon?
I don't know.
Well,
maybe read the first paragraph. Port of New York and New Jersey.
Well, we're 23 minutes into the film. It's an hour and 21 minutes. Should we say at the 50-minute mark we'll read the first paragraph? There's 4 paragraphs on the Wikipedia page. So if we divide the film into quarters, we can read a paragraph each quarter. So
all right, well then we're already
there.
We should do it now.
All right, so I'm going to read the first paragraph.
All right.
Of the plot.
Yeah.
The film, narrated by Chet Huntley,
the narrator,
future NBC nightly newscaster, NBC, what's the hotties, tells the story of 2 federal agents, one from customs and one from narcotics, out to stop the distribution of an opium shipment stolen in the port of New York by drug dealers. The leader of the drug dealers is the suave Paul Vicola, played by Yul Brynner.
Now, I'd like to make a correction in the pod. Something I guess I should have known is how Yul Brynner spells his name. And Max Brenner is spelled differently than Yul Brynner, so I take that back.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Max. You're...
I mean, if you want to give us money, Max, you can, but we're not going to advertise for you.
Wait, so if this guy comes to us, this guy comes to us and offers us, like, say, $20,000 for a 2-minute ad read, the answer is no.
We'll negotiate.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Max, call our agent.
Yeah. Oh boy, what's that guy? Look at that guy with the phone in the background.
Hold on, do we want to target a friend?
Oh yeah.
Now here's what I think. I think we throw the gauntlet down now, but we give them the password they need to give us later in the show. They have to listen to the whole episode if they want this prize.
All right.
Now I'll say this: the reward is a videotape.
Yes.
And now we both have a buddy who loves videotapes.
Yes, who
collects videotapes.
He was who I had in mind.
Okay.
For our first friend. However, I do think he's also the most likely person to actually.
Well, you know what? Then he deserves that reward.
You're right.
So we'll do first name only.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll say this. I'll also say this is also an invitation to this person to come hang out and be on a future episode.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Of his choice.
Choice.
Choose a Yul Brynner film.
Mm-hmm.
Not Port of New York.
Yeah. Can't do it. Already doing it.
All right. Do we want to count down and say the name? Make sure we both have the same person in mind?
We do.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Brad. Oh no! We did have different people in mind.
Wow.
All right. So I'll say this. It's open to both of them.
All right.
Brad and Taylor.
Taylor M and Brad M. If you're out there listening, tell us.
Tell us, and we'll give you the secret code later in the episode. Should we give them each separate codes?
I think so. I think so. Wow, that's very funny.
All right, well.
Very funny, just like
TBS.
Taylor Brad something.
Should we name a third friend whose name starts with S? Cast iron net may be too wide, though.
Yeah, I don't think we need a third friend. I also can't think. Do we have a mutual friend who starts with S?
A mutual friend that starts with? Well, that's the thing. Do they have to be mutual friends?
That's true. I don't know. I think we leave it to Brad this time.
How about this? We'll just choose an S name. Anyone who listens to it with this name can also contact us. I'm not promising you a VHS tape.
No.
But anyone named like Shayna.
Okay.
Who listens and sends us the passcode.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Now I'll say this because I don't know A, if the target audience for this podcast is that big, and B, again, if
what is the target audience? Yul Brynner fans who want his movies to be misinterpreted?
Yes.
Okay, so probably most of those people are dead, right?
I don't know. But my thinking is, I don't know how big the target audience is, and I don't know how many people will still be listening. I think we should have a smaller prize for anyone who's listening that tells us they're listening.
Okay, well...
and so, again, not yet, but we'll have... I think we just have one
Now,
passcode
here's
for
the
everyone.
thing. Someone's going to listen to the whole episode.
I know, and they deserve a prize for that. Not a big prize.
Okay. What if we give them, like, 2 minutes of airtime on a future episode where they can't use hate speech or slurs?
I like this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if we're offering our friends to be guests, it's
Yeah.
only fair that anyone gets to be a guest.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, and I think 1 minute
1 minute?
is plenty of time.
Okay.
And then, but then if they're a repeat, they can add on to their time.
Oh, are you saying every month if you listen in, you get a space on a future episode?
Yeah, my goal is for this to one day be the biggest podcast in the world
Entirely.
in listeners and in longest time for each episode.
Well, are we going past the end of the film? Maybe to say goodbye about it.
Oh, not for this episode, but in future episodes, if we need to give a minute of airtime to people. Oh, we do that during the film.
We do that during the film.
I see. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, we can work out all these logistics. First, we need someone to listen.
Uh-huh. Now, I have a question, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Say I were to listen.
No, you're getting your minutes.
All right.
Now, this does kind of make me think of a segment from another show that I won't bring up now, just in case anyone listens to. You know, it's the idea of giving someone a minute to talk.
Is this like maybe a show that we've been to together?
Yeah.
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 Someday we'll
Junk
talk about
at Lincoln Center.
Someday we'll talk about our origins, but
Yeah.
not today. We'll have to wait until a Yul Brynner movie that involves origins.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a topic someday, but it's not today.
Yeah. Now, here's another idea. I see you got a book on the shelf right there.
Uh-huh.
New York Times front page is 1851-2017.
Are you thinking we look at the front page of the day this movie was released?
That is exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay, now I will say, I don't think it's the complete front pages.
That would make sense. It would probably have to be a lot thicker, but we can see as close as we can get.
This is also my girlfriend's book.
And she did not support the idea of podcasting.
No, as any sane person wouldn't.
Of course.
She is very loving. She is very supportive. She does not love or support podcasts.
And that's how you can tell that she's loving and supportive.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll shoot her a text message.
All right.
Saying, yo.
Now.
Can Phil and I...
Hey, look, it's Texty the Texter.
Pick up...
You want me to send your chicks for you?
Oh, I don't like that guy.
Sounded like other words.
Oh, I hope... Okay, well, I'm not allowed to listen to the podcast, so I'll never know.
You're allowed to listen. You just, already have your time, you know? Now...
Alright, now we can sit in anticipation for the response to this text. Who knows, it might not even come in this episode.
It might not.
Well, they're entering Club Gay's stage door at this point. The customs agents.
Yeah.
There seems to be a porter of some sort leading them in.
Okay.
Perhaps it's some sort of nightclub.
Yeah, this looks like
cabaret.
a very theatrical
Yes.
backstage here.
Now, I'm guessing that sand they thought was going to be opium, right? In that one crate. Turned out to be sand. They thought it was going to be an opium shipment.
Maybe.
Based on the
that
first
would make
paragraph.
sense.
Yeah. And then they probably murdered that guy because he knew they were smuggling opium or something.
Yeah, this guy is odd.
I will say this. I bet that whatever's going on in the scene deserves a cancellation. Now, I don't know because I can't hear it.
We don't know and we never will.
I have a question. If, in our own time, say, one of us wanted to watch one of these films with sound, is that allowed, or are we never allowed to listen to Yul Brynner?
I think after the podcast is done.
Okay, so if we abandon it after next month, we can watch it, or if we get to the end of the
I guess we could say maybe it's after we watch the thing, but I'd say give it 3 months after we watch a Yul Brynner film.
Okay.
Because then at that point, you won't, if you want to watch on your own.
Well, also, we got to save room for, once again, our Patreon exclusive podcast. Here's listening to Yul, kid.
Yes.
Where we will have the screen off, sound blasting, and we will be screaming over it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think that should be a YouTube exclusive. You can just watch us listening to it.
I like that.
But we will not talk during it.
Yeah. Now I've got a question for you.
Okay.
What does opium look like?
I assumed a powdery substance. It could.
What if that was opium? Truly, the only thing I can think of is the poppy field from Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Because poppies famously are like pop.
It makes you
Maybe
test positive
that's
on an opium test.
A case of poppy seeds.
It could have been.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea.
Do you know about the? I must have mentioned this to you before. Do you know about the theory that The Wizard of Oz is one of the most watched films of all time because it was on television so often.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz screenings on television has their own Wikipedia page.
Oh wow.
Based on the history of the networks, aired on international screenings isn't correct, airings.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, it's widely considered to be one of, if not the most viewed film of all time, even though it was not very successful when it was released. So there's this idea that it permeates the culture and that every day, if you're out in the world, you will hear some sort of reference to the Wizard of Oz. You just made one.
Yes. Yes, you have told me this. You haven't told me this on the pod, so I'm glad that the listeners can hear.
So should we have every conversation we've ever had before just on the pod for posterity?
No.
Okay.
Although I will say one conversation we've had a lot. That I just had a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, we're doing this, and that we should record a podcast. So the fact that we are, how many years have we known each other?
6?
Yeah, the fact that we're
years?
doing this is quite a feat.
Well, we have recorded a podcast once before. It just was not released.
That is true. Well, and I wasn't. I mean.
Well, you were on it.
I was on it. Yeah.
You were not one of the main hosts, but
no.
You I would say you're the producer of it.
Yeah.
But it was never released, so I guess you really fucked up there, huh?
No. Wait. What?
If you were the producer and it was never released, it seems like you did your job poorly.
But I wasn't the one recording. I'm talking about.
Well, the recordings exist, but it was on your Zoom. You must have those recordings.
I don't know. Now, this is part of the podcast where we talk about another theoretical podcast.
Well, don't worry, because I've got a topic in a future episode lined up that will delve into podcasting in a very big way.
Great.
So, guys, look forward to the the 10 Commandments podcast in a couple months.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I have topics for multiple future episodes, but not this one.
Yeah. Now, speaking of podcasts and Wikipedia, I do think we have a call to action for our viewers or our listeners.
Okay.
Which is hashtag Bruce is a podcaster.
Bruce is a podcaster?
Yeah. So.
Oh yes, you're fucking right.
Yeah. So as everyone knows, what was it, like a year ago? When they released this?
A year or two ago. So obviously we are podcasters.
Yeah.
So we feel very strongly that other podcasters deserve just as much recognition for being podcasters as we do.
If not more.
I would say.
Because they have a Wikipedia page.
I would say definitely more.
Yeah.
And the person we're talking about is
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, the podcaster, who has a podcast with Barack Obama, the podcaster.
Yes. So we've been trying to. I mean, I don't know if we want this on the record. But I think his Wikipedia page, we believe, should list a podcaster under his things. He's a singer, songwriter, podcaster. So if you get a chance, just hop onto that page, click that little edit button, and in that first sentence of the Bruce Springsteen Wikipedia page, just add podcaster in there. Ignore the tag that says kindly do not put podcaster in there.
Yeah, that's a psyop.
That's some.
And I would say if they revert your edit, I would say go back 6 days later and do it again.
Yeah, you know who I will call out publicly on this podcast?
Yeah.
Dr. Swaglord, PhD.
Dr. Swaglord?
Swaglord. Dr. Swaglord, PhD. Springsteen's a podcaster. Get over it.
He got a doctorate in being a douchebag?
Yeah.
Hashtag Bruce is a podcaster.
I bet Swaglord isn't even his real name.
Oh, what a fucking poser. I'm cursing a lot on this. I don't know if I like that.
Do you want me to? We can bleep it out.
No, we're not editing this podcast.
No, not edit it. I'm saying going forward, if I hear you cursing, I'll just go, Yul!
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure I'll do it perfectly to cover it.
No, wait. we lost track. I did ask you about half an hour ago if there was a theme song you had for this podcast.
No, you didn't. You just said we don't have one.
Oh, well, do we?
And I said much like 60 Minutes.
Okay. Well, should we have one? Maybe everything before this was the cold open.
Yeah,
and now we're launching into the podcast proper.
Or this is all the theme song. We just play this entire thing before every episode.
I think we should have done that.
All right. Yeah, this has been the cold open. And now it's time for the theme song. Oh, turn on the screen. It's time to look. Open the movie just like a book. We're gonna hear, but we're not gonna listen. And all those colors are gonna glisten. 'Cause you know, it's time. Here's looking at you, kid. I've done better.
I think we should. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. You know what? First, I think the first person who calls in, gives us a passcode, gets to write our theme song. If their name is Shayna and there's someone we've heard of.
Sure. If any singer-songwriter's name is Shayna wants to write a theme song. By the way, Brad, your password is persimmon.
Persimmon for Brad. The lovely paint by numbers going on over there.
Yeah, my girlfriend loves paint by numbers. There's one in the table that we're sitting at as well.
Oh.
That one's a bit more progressed, but yeah, we have to hang them up. We just moved to a new apartment.
Yeah.
As mentioned last month, and then the day after I got COVID, and then a couple days later she got COVID.
And now none of us have COVID.
You know, here's one thing about Yul Brynner dying early. Now, he would have had to live another, 40 years. Mm-hmm. But he did avoid the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
And I would have hated for him to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't think Yul would have liked it. They're on a boat.
They are on a boat. In the port of New York?
I assume so. It doesn't look like they're moving, so...
It looks like he's about to pour some sort of amber drink. Perhaps a brandy or a whiskey.
And
now
what's brandy up to these days?
Brandy with an I?
No.
Brandy with a Y?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Oh boy. That sure is Yul Brynner.
And you know what? We're at the 40-minute mark, which I think means we read another paragraph of the Wikipedia page.
Should I read this one?
Oh, sure. Do you have a good view of the screen here?
Yeah. Oh, it's so much longer.
Yes, it quite is.
Customs Agent Waters and FBI Agent Flannery jointly investigate the pure opium shipment that goes missing on the SS Florentine. The purser was murdered. Tony Cardell was a passenger on the ship and girlfriend of drug dealer Paul Vicola. Because she played a part in the smuggling, she is upset about the murder and wants out. When Vicola refuses to stake her for a new life elsewhere, Tony called the police to become an informant. Ooh. She makes a brief interview on a subway platform with Flannery to plan another meeting, but Vicola garrotes her before she can complete her plans.
I missed that. Was that the slap? Garrotes is around your neck.
I would think so. We can click on that link later.
All right.
She had a train reservation, so police search all the lockers at Penn Railroad Station. I think that's what that building was.
I see.
The original Penn Station. And find a parcel of opium drugs. They stake out the locker and follow the pickup man to a nightclub. Comic Dolly Carney, the recipient, discloses under police pressure his contact, Leo Stasser, at North River Yacht, a local marina. Carney's friend, a dancer at the nightclub named Lily Long, observed his arrest by Waters and Flannery, and, on a tip from the nightclub owner, goes to Vicola for help.
So we've learned a lot there. Now,
we have.
First of all, what's a purser?
There's only one way to find out.
Google it. Oh, it's the person on a ship principally responsible for the handling of money on board. Oh, it's like a treasurer of the boat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, we've learned something.
Like the ropes?
Yeah, sure. It is, it's exactly what I thought.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. Well, Yeah. This film was released. We are only 18 days away from the anniversary of this film's release.
I know. The 73rd?
I don't know how to do math. So maybe.
Now so Drake is now on the Wikipedia page for Chet Huntley, the narrator. So we will not experience any of his contribution.
But it sounds like he retired to New Jersey and owned a cattle farm.
Interesting.
He also built a ski resort in Montana?
Interesting. Should we go there?
Yeah. After the facial reconstruction surgery, the next Patreon goal will be a field trip.
Big Sky, Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he also died of lung cancer, which isn't that what Yul Brynner died of?
Interesting. A conspiracy? Now that was a sound we just heard outside your apartment.
It sure was. I don't know if it's on the podcast or not, but I don't even know. It sounds like a saw almost.
Yeah.
I am also very close to an unspecified train station, and I'm actually surprised that we haven't heard the train.
Oh, yeah. Now I believe I got off at that train station.
Presumably.
I feel like it's far enough.
Oh, well, if the windows are open, you can hear it quite loudly.
Fascinating.
Especially at nighttime.
Okay. That's good to know.
Now this looks like the singer is talking to the customs agent, so perhaps this is one of the scenes we just read about?
Yeah, I do feel like when we were reading that we got a little ahead of where we were.
But that's okay, because, this is just about enjoying it as a visual medium.
Yeah, and I'm very much enjoying these visuals.
Well, you gotta love those fades.
You gotta. Yeah. Now, the next...
Oh, a grown man is crying in the 1940s. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So this will be... Our next episode will be, as stated, about The King and I. Now, have you ever seen The King and I?
Well, do we want to save that for the episode, or we can discuss it?
Yeah, that makes more sense, I suppose.
I'll spoil you right here. I've never seen any Yul Brynner movie.
Well, I've never seen the movie, but I have seen the show.
You know what? I may have seen... Is there a recorded version of the show that was released like on PBS or tape?
Oh, yes.
I think I've seen that.
Of the... Like a modern production?
No.
Oh.
No, like with Yul Brynner.
Oh.
So maybe I have seen the film.
So you've heard Yul before. Interesting.
Potentially.
I mean, I have too. I've definitely heard recording.
Well, we both heard Yul give a PSA when we hatched up the idea for this podcast.
Well, we'll talk about that next time, but I just think it'll be if you're listening and enjoying this episode,
and why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you be? And Taylor, your passcode is Mandarin.
And I'll say this: if you give us the wrong password, you have to give us a prize.
Yeah. Also, I think when you give us your passcode, tell us where in the episode we said this so we can double check.
I'll remember.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Well, because they're probably going to listen today, or November 10th, right?
November 10th, yeah. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So if you're enjoying this episode, tune in next, or even if you're not, tune in next time for, it'll be a very different experience because I am familiar with a lot of the songs and stuff in that film.
So you can spot what they're singing.
I'll kind of know what's happening.
Okay.
I assume. I think it's very similar to the stage show.
We'll have to see.
We will have to see.
We won't have to hear.
We won't have to hear. No.
But we'll have to say. And I do think I have a topic next month that will get us through a large part of the podcast.
Oh, okay. I see that. So that's coming in. I thought you had said that was about this one.
No.
Great. That's why we're halfway through. And,
but I could Google topics for people to talk about if you would like.
Yeah, let's do some icebreakers.
Yeah, topics to talk about.
Now, I'm kind of tempted.
It did try to autofill topics to talk about with a girl.
Well, so I'm kind of tempted.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a terrible idea.
Okay.
I was going to say, I'm kind of tempted to post the pod number on Twitter and to see who calls in.
Oh.
But that seems dangerous, especially with no editing.
Yeah, we won't be. Well, okay, so I found 101 topics to talk about. The first one, the current situation.
Well, this is quite a situation we're currently in.
We are recording a podcast
Look at that
and
guy scrub
watching
that
Yul
boat.
Brynner. Would you like some more water?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I will have to leave you to vamp, as it were.
All right. I'll vamp.
All right. Whatever you do, don't answer that fucking door while I'm gone.
Oh, no, I think they're gone.
Okay, good.
I love an inside joke that's never explained to the audience. So, alright, so Drake's going to get me some water, so that's very kind of him. Alright, so here's the passcode for Drake. Koala. So, if Drake hears that word and tells me that word, then I'm going to give Drake a prize. Because that means he has to listen to the podcast, too. Which he did say he was going to do. Now, if you're not watching along with us, don't worry. Drake is not missing any Yule. All right. Oh, thank you so much.
Of course.
How?
I'm back, baby.
He's back.
What'd I miss?
Oh, nothing. Am I right, listeners? Wink, wink.
Oh, you got a little inside joke with the listeners?
Yeah. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah. Now. What was? Oh yeah. No, let's not have someone random call in. But we could call someone random.
Looks like they're at a dock house or like a marina office of some sort at this point.
Do we think this movie is what Otis Redding was thinking of when he wrote Sitting in the Dock of the Bay?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Especially because I don't think they've shown any bays.
Is Yul Brynner not a bay?
Oh,
got him.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you've ever met
Leo
Yul
Stasser.
Brynner, you're welcome to come on the podcast and either sing his praises or shit talk him.
Yeah, I think that's an open invitation. Anyone who has met Yul Brynner.
But you have to be able to prove you met Yul Brynner.
Yes.
I'm not going to let anyone on the podcast who's got some story about how they met Yul Brynner. I want to see proof.
Yeah.
If you've ever worked with Yul Brynner, you can be on for a whole episode.
Yes. And if you're Yul Brynner's child, you can be on for half an episode. Well, no, I think if we can get one of Yul Brynner's children, because then that's here looking at Yul's kid.
That's
and,
right. That's right.
Yeah, so that would be a special episode.
That would be a special episode.
Now, speaking of special episodes, it's November. Next episode will come out in December. Will we be doing our Christmas special?
Well, I didn't actually wanna tell people about that.
Okay, then we won't.
I'll say this: on December 10th, it will be a regular episode.
Okay.
Now, listen, maybe you got an idea of stuff coming down the pipeline.
Maybe a little sneak peek. Now, the scene that just happened, I don't know if you were watching, was in a lot of darkness, and there were a lot of like big square pixel that I imagine is not what the film originally looked like.
Well, of course, we're watching this 1940s movie the way it was meant to be watched, on a flat screen television via HDMI cables after being uploaded in very low quality to YouTube.
By PizzaFlix.
By PizzaFlix. Shout out to PizzaFlix. If PizzaFlix is listening,
PizzaFlix!
Hit us up. But you gotta be able to prove your PizzaFlix.
You gotta be able to prove your PizzaFlix.
You know what I want to know? What else has PizzaFlix uploaded, do you think?
I would assume other flicks.
Oh, well, I actually can't go on YouTube because, okay.
I'll look for you. I'll look.
As we know, it's November 10th.
Yeah.
But, so a few weeks ago, Doctor Who regenerated. And I've been really wasting time.
Slacking, yeah.
I haven't been able to see it. But I'm worried that the YouTube page will show me who she regenerated into.
Yeah. You don't want to spoil this thing that happened
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
PizzaFlix is a passion project created by two industry professionals with 50 years combined experience.
Huh?
Oh wow! PizzaFlix has 543,000 subscribers. They don't need any shoutouts.
So wait, do they just upload public domain films?
It sure looks like it. Yeah, a lot of. Oh, they're very active. Yeah.
Okay. Well, shout out to PizzaFlix doing a public service.
Yeah. Did you? How many? Oh no, this had like 200-something thousand views, right?
Let's see. It has 127,000.
Yeah.
And it was published 10 years ago.
Wow,
2012.
10 and a half years.
So 27 years after Yul Brynner's untimely death.
They probably did it in honor of the 27
It
years.
was probably the 26th and 8 months anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, how are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling
This is
great.
going to be one of the shorter episodes, I think, because the next 2 films are over 3 hours long, I believe.
Oh boy. But we'll have topics.
We will have topics.
And we'll have so many listener voicemails at 5189.
We're barely going to have time to talk about the topics.
Or 2. Yeah. I think, call in, leave us a voicemail, and we will talk about it and play it on the podcast.
Now,
as long as it's not
are we going to
terrible.
listen to the voicemails, or are we just going to watch them?
No, I think we can listen to it because we're watching Yul.
Okay.
But we listen to you.
Here's listening to you.
Yeah. Because you're the listener, but who listens to the listeners? We do.
That's right.
Now, here's an important topic that I think we should cover in this first episode.
Hit me.
What are the fans of this podcast called?
Ooh. Kids?
I was thinking kids. I was thinking kids. So, hey kids.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. The brindle ones.
The hearsays.
The hearsays.
Hearsies.
The looky-loos?
The looky-loos. Ooh.
The looky-yules?
The looky-yules? Did you say?
I said the looky-yules?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Call in, leave a voicemail, tell us what you think.
Yeah. What do you think? Well, maybe if only one person's... If say someone named, like Roger listens, they would just be called the Rogers.
Roger.
Yeah.
I guess we'd be the looky-loos in this situation. The looky-loos.
Well, this is a reference to Phil Romano's work as a looky-loo.
Nope, I was...
Now, are we allowed to discuss this?
What?
On the podcast?
I don't care.
All right. So Phil is a background talent performer.
Yeah, I've seen me in many things very clearly.
Have you worked with someone who's worked with Yul? Have we looked into that?
Oh, you know what? I mean, I bet...
Phil was cast as a looky-loo on Law and Order.
Yes, but I was changed from that role.
To what?
To a crime scene technician.
A cab.
The crime scene technician. I had a great scene very clearly when it aired, and then that scene was cut.
Who'd this technician work for?
The city of New York.
Police department?
Nope. He worked.
Oh, he was
with them.
He was hired out. He was a private agent.
Now, who's the oldest person I've done something with? I've done background work.
I don't think this mic is picking up literally anything you're saying.
Who is the oldest person?
All right,
okay.
Let's not be a dick about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're watching the sound waves. This is
Yeah, we should be watching.
Oh wow! There's
it does look like this is taken off of videotape at this point, because did you see that
the quality has?
You know, on old videotapes that are skipping where the lines kind of go up and down and the picture starts moving up? That's what we were experiencing. But you know what? Pizza... Oh, they're beating the shit out of this guy.
Now, I will say, watching this with no sound, I think you can really see how fake the punching is.
Yeah.
Because it's less convincing without sound effects, you know?
Yeah. You're saying they should have just punched the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of hands here.
Do you think anyone who worked on this film is alive?
1949. I mean, they'd have to have been a child. Well, no, not necessarily. I guess. I bet there's some, teen assistant who's now, 90-something years old. It's child labor then, right?
Well, if you work on this film or know someone who worked on this film...
If you were in Port of New York in 1949...
Yeah. And listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Wait, what website are you on? Oracle Bacon?
This is for the Kevin Bacon number. You never heard of this?
Oh, no. I mean, I know what a Kevin Bacon number is. Yours is 1, correct?
Yes, mine is 1, because I sat in the library while Kevin Bacon talked to someone in it. On film, not just in life.
Which makes my Kevin Bacon number 2.
Yeah. So I'm looking. No, this website is kind of where that came from. This is like
Does it let you do for any performer?
It does.
Now, can you put yourself in there? Because I don't know if you're.
It does.
Yeah.
I've tried, but all right. So Yul Brynner is 2 away from Kevin Bacon, but the thing is, you can put in. It doesn't have to be 2 Kevin Bacon. You can put it to anyone.
So you're you're at least at most 3 degrees from Yul Brynner.
Yes. Yes. But like there must be.
Well, who's the most famous person you've worked with? Is it Kevin Bacon?
I mean, Steve Martin and Martin Short from Only Murder. Did they ever do anything?
Oh, yes, Phil can be seen in the season 2 finale of Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
The final scene.
Steve Martin. So far, everyone I've checked to Yul Brynner is 2 away.
Okay.
There's gotta be one who's 1.
Shayna, your password is trumpet.
Yes. Trumpet. All right. This is yeah. Wow.
Now, does every viewer get? Is there one generic for that, or?
Roger, your password is Coaster.
And anyone listening, your name is Roger.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was gonna do a different password for anyone listening.
Oh, well, who's Roger?
I don't know. The guy said if our only listener named Roger, so just in case, covering all bases.
I think Roger's just a stand.
That's our fan's name, the Rogers.
The Rogers. Roger.
Roger. That. I feel like we haven't seen Yul in a bit.
That's true. Yeah. Which makes me feel like, what's the point of this podcast? Should we just be totally silent if Yul Brynner's not on screen?
Or should we be totally silent when Yul Brynner is on screen?
So that we can really watch.
Focus on looking at Yul.
Really look.
Kid. Yeah.
So these guys are looking for Yul. These guys are looking for Yul.
Well, they're looking for Yul, not looking at Yul.
Not yet.
They were looking at Yul. The movie'd be over, I assume.
Well, they're looking at Yul for this crime.
They are. Metaphorically looking at Yul.
Mm-hmm. All right, shall we see what the second topic on this list of things is?
Yeah.
Job/work. Well, we've already kind of covered that.
Yeah,
one.
Our job is podcaster.
Yeah. 3 is clothes.
We've got them.
Yep. Number 4 is news. What's that big news story from yesterday, November 9th?
Oh, R.I.P.
The alligator.
Yep.
Number 5, sports. What was that big sports game last night?
The team did it. The team really did it.
I didn't think they would.
I didn't think they would, but
they came through.
They came through. Yeah, good job, sports.
Good job, guys. 6, where they are living. Well, we already said.
Well,
New York.
Nowhere, if we're talking about Yul.
Well, no. But you know where he died.
Oh, yeah. The hospital on 69th Street.
69th Street in New York City.
A nice place to die.
Nice. 7, the not too distant future. So maybe like November 11th. What do you think will happen then?
Yeah. Well, it'll be Veterans Day.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty sure that's always November 11th. And
all right. Well,
we're now veterans of
podcasting.
Podcasting. Yeah.
Yeah. So on November 11th, the world will have changed because this podcast would have been in the world for a day.
Yeah, and it'll be making waves.
Yeah. In the port of New York.
In the port of New York.
Because we're going to drop 10,000 USB drives containing the first episode.
Yeah, now remember earlier when we said we're making no profit on this.
Oh, we're gonna be so. I'm gonna waste my life.
We're gonna need a USB sponsor.
These are topics to get to know someone.
Well, the listeners want to get to know us.
Oh, do you know what I'm realizing? There's topics and then there's questions for these topics that I was supposed to be asking.
Oh, okay.
So the main topic is free time. What do you do in your free time?
This.
Yep, we record podcasts. How much free time do you have? Well, significantly less now.
Yeah, I mean, no, is it considered free time if you're doing a necessary service of recording a podcast about watching Yul Brynner movie without sound on?
I think not.
Exactly.
So then we don't do this in our free time. We do
Whoa.
this in our spoken for time.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Is non-free time like price time?
Yeah.
Or pay time?
It's expensive time, baby.
Yeah. Once again, you're making very little waves on this. No, don't scream into the podcast.
Little waves on the sound, but big waves in the world.
There you go. Phil, what do you wish you had more time for?
More podcasts.
Well, get ready for episode 3, baby. What kind of music are you into? We're into music, kind of. Although this is about listening, so I think we skip this one.
Yeah. We don't want to.
Although, do you wanna drop a plug for a song that they can listen to on Spotify?
Oh yeah, go listen to Party 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 on Spotify. Not only the one that come up when you just search Party Party Party. Search Party Party Party, then put Ortega, Ortega, the last name of the singer, by Taylor Ortega and DJ Phil. It's a great song, and we can triple my monthly Spotify listeners.
Yes, Phil wrote this song.
Oh yeah, I wrote this song. Nothing to do with Yul Brynner, I'm sorry to say.
And I inspired the song.
You did. Drake said a line, and I was like, that's a song, and now it is.
I'll say this, I also said a line, and now that line turned into a podcast, so I think I might be your muse.
You might be.
Beautiful.
How do you feel about that?
You know, I feel really appreciated.
Great.
This third topic is movies. What type of movies do you like? Obviously, Yul Brynner movies. What's your
text.
Oh, take off your hat. Oh, I missed it.
Take off your hat, turn around, wipe your forehead with your handkerchief, that said. Which this man is doing.
They're just going to know that he looked at the note. That doesn't really achieve anything else.
Yeah.
These people were smoking indoors in New York City, so it's
no wonder they all died of lung cancer.
Before the 2000. Oh. That is.
It's okay. My grandparents did too for the same reason, so I can say that.
All right. Phil, what's your favorite movie?
Right now, Born in New York, 1949.
Well, here's the thing. Who's your favorite actor?
I'll go with Yul Brynner.
Who's your favorite actress?
I don't remember her name.
Who's your favorite director?
James T. Vaughn. He didn't direct this.
I was gonna ask you next. Who's your favorite associate producer? Damn.
I mean, yeah, he didn't direct this. I'm actually.
He didn't direct this.
He didn't direct this. Okay, but most of what he did after this was directing.
What's the last movie you saw prior to Port of New York? Did you see anything like in the first 10 days of November? First 9 days.
Maybe that. I think I saw that Weird Al movie.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was very fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dan Radcliffe, good job.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to skip this section on food because that doesn't really seem like worthwhile for us to talk about. Then there's books, TV. Who gives a shit, right? Travel, hobbies, children. This topic usually only works if you both have children. So if you have something in common to talk about, if one of you doesn't have children, you might want to skip this topic. But then there's no questions.
Oh, fascinating.
Anyway.
Well, where's Yul?
Yeah, where's Yul? We've seen this fucking club comedian more times than we've seen Yul. I will say Yul Brynner does seem to be bottom billed in this film.
Yes.
So he seems more like he puts the plot into motion, but he's not so much a main character. He's who these guys are looking for.
Yeah.
They're going back to actors. Well, obviously, tech topics to talk about. I'm going to say this. TartarsWorld.com, get your shit together.
Yul!
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you, Phil. This is now...
Oh, nice.
Well, I noticed you don't have it with you today, but Philip famously does not curse. So whenever he needs to curse, not when he wants to curse, because he never wants to curse, but whenever he needs to curse, he does carry around a bleeping device.
When you say carry around,
it's a laptop.
It's a website I could easily open. Oh, sorry, I just remembered someone old I had done a background thing with, and I was hoping he had done something with you all, but he had not.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Still a 2?
Yeah, still a 2. Two to you. It takes two to two.
Well, Tony's back on the screen. This does appear to be Yul's apartment, so I don't know if they live together or not. Oh, Paul. North
the North
River
yacht in Anchorage. Now, Anchorage is not in New York, so that's something to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you might want to lean a little closer to the mic when you talk about it.
You ever been to Alaska?
Me?
Yeah.
No, have you?
I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is something I genuinely didn't know about you. When did you go to Alaska?
Many years ago.
Before we met.
Before we met, yes, I was a child.
Wait, you were a child once?
Many years ago.
Oh, wow. Was this before we met?
It was before we met. It was before we met. And a little during, let's be honest.
Got
But
him.
yeah, we did a trip to Alaska, and
the whole family.
My family went to Alaska, and I don't really remember why, but somehow we ended up we went to
Might want to put your leg under the table there. Might be easier to get. Yeah.
So we were in Juneau, the capital of Alaska.
Oh, not the film starring Elliot Page.
No, not the film. Which good film, but not in it. And ended up in, I guess, the Capitol building and saw Sarah Palin's office.
Oh. Wait, what was she then?
The governor.
Wait, how long was she governor of Alaska?
Well, so the funny thing was...
Did she have non-consecutive terms?
No.
How long can you be a governor? 6 years? Does it depend on the state?
I don't know. But she wasn't governor that long, though, because... So yeah, the funny thing was, we saw the outside of her office had a counter on top of it that said something like days left to make a difference, and it was the number of days left in her term.
She didn't make it.
She
folks.
did not make it. She made it like a month or two after she left office. But after she had left office, because we had signed a guest book thing, and we got a card that said thanks for visiting my office.
Signed by Sarah Palin?
I mean, a printed signature, but
do you still have it?
Somewhere I do.
So
yes.
What I'm hearing is you are a real supporter of Sarah Palin.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm a real supporter of governors.
Ha.
Oh boy. Just voted the other day.
Oh yeah, of course, because the elections.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Good. Yep.
And the person we voted for won. The one person we voted for won.
Yep. Good job.
Good job.
Person. Ay. What a time that was.
I
actually voted.
Well, you did early voting.
Ago. Yeah.
I think you voted right after October 23rd, something like that.
Yeah, it was around then. Yeah.
Before Halloween, before that great Halloween party.
Yeah. How much did you like my costume?
It was so funny.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I really liked? Mm-hmm. So this Halloween party had a theme, but you rebelled and did a pun instead.
Yeah, well, I did a pun related to the theme.
Related to it.
Yeah.
And you brought me my costume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you wore it even though you didn't know what it was going to be.
Well, no, I did know what it was going to be. I asked you to bring me a name tag, and you brought it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I did. Just a little joke. Tell us, folks, if you want more jokes on the podcast.
If you want no jokes, we promise we'll upload that as well.
518-966-2442. God, I hope I'm getting that right.
And if you host any radio shows and want to call in, and I'll say this, if you host any podcasts and want us to come on
Should we call into another podcast on our podcast?
Oh, do you have the number for a podcast?
I can get one.
I'll also say this. If you host a podcast,
yeah, one
or both of us will come on as a guest to promote this podcast.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Now, do you remember we do know someone who had made this offer of he'd come on any podcast, no question asked.
I think that was to promote a specific television
something
show.
many years ago.
Yeah, and I think that person
open?
is now on a movie podcast that is much more popular than this one.
But do we know that the offer is closed?
We don't. Famously, I think they're hard to get a hold of, but you can go ahead and...
I've got his number.
Send a text.
Call him right now. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, that's not Yul.
No, that's Yul. That man on the left is Yul.
Oh, yeah.
The Yul has met these custom agents now, I believe, on his yacht in Anchorage.
I guess.
Is there an Anchorage, New York? Maybe it's just a literal place you anchor.
But that was in an address. I don't know if it said Anchorage. Oh, looks like our phone.
Yeah, Yul has the same phone as us.
Yeah.
So there is an Anchorage place in Brooklyn.
Oh, is it a port?
I don't think it is. But it's hard to tell. The map does just show Dumbo and Brooklyn Heights and the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Oh, no, it's in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. I do believe.
Wow. Okay.
We are now in Brooklyn.
So still a port of New York.
Yeah, and you know what? We're getting close to the end of the film, so we should read the next paragraph of the Wikipedia page.
Oh, yeah, we are.
I've closed the Wikipedia page. I'm still on the eBay listing for tape rewinders, though. I need to get a VCR. All right, ready? Waters and Flannery stake out Stasser at his harbor marina. Waters slips in undercover by working on a boat there. That night, they search Stasser's office and find he has all the lab supplies ready to cut the, quote, junk, end quote, at Lincoln Center. Flannery also finds a message from a G.W. Wiley about the drug deal. Stasser and his men return and find Waters, but Flannery escapes. The next day, Waters is found floating dead in the bay. Stasser bails Carney out of jail, intending to silence him. Stasser throws Carney out the window of the comic's high-rise apartment. I do believe we saw that was the scene where he started crying.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to say, I just remembered you had asked my favorite actress, K.T. Stevens.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
That, of course, plays Miss Tony Cardell. In this film.
Oh, boy. What a good film.
Yeah, and we are nearing the end. So what are your thoughts on this film as we have less than 10 minutes of the film left?
That's genuinely surprising. My thoughts are more Yule than I expected, actually.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking he's not as main character as he seems to be.
I have a question. Excuse me. Most podcasts would cut this out.
Not us.
Not us. As I said, I had COVID about a month ago, so I'm still dealing with some of the lingering effects.
Great.
But do you think there are more fades in this film or minutes of Yule screen time?
I mean...
Or seconds of Yule screen time?
Well, seconds, definitely.
All right.
But probably minutes.
You know what? I'm getting a little hungry. Do you want to get dinner after this, by the way? Cause
yeah,
all right,
do that.
Yeah. Maybe delivered though, cause it's rainy out there.
Yeah,
well, maybe we'll see what we're doing. You guys aren't invited though.
You know what? I'll say this: if you can find where we're eating dinner tonight, November 10th, you can come join us.
All right, that's fair. Because we're gonna drop this earlier in the day, probably.
Yeah.
What day of the week is it today?
Come on, Drake. Don't you know it's clearly, Thursday.
Oh, right. I was in the office today.
Right? Yeah, because election day is the 8th.
Oh, silly me.
And also, we just know it's Thursday because we're on top of it.
Of course. I mean, who forgets the day? I mean, lots of people forget the day of the week.
That's true. Think Yule ever forgot the day of the week?
I think he did.
This guy's hair looks like it's fake.
Lego guy.
Yeah.
What
do you think Yule would have thought of the Lego movie?
I think he would have been in it.
I think he would have been. You're right.
I think he would have played the king from The King and I.
You're very right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he would have been in it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think he would have been in the Westworld TV show as well.
I've never seen it.
Well, I've not either, but he is in the original film. So I think he probably would have had a cameo appearance at least.
I didn't even know there was an original film.
There are two.
Wow.
And we're going to watch them both for this podcast if we don't abandon it.
Oh.
But you know what? I believe we swore we would do at least, was it 6 or 12 episodes?
I think 12 within a full year.
All right, so we'll do at least 12 of these, and then after that we'll sit and talk, and you guys can weigh in.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget to leave us voicemails at 518-966-2442.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget. We'll play those in the... at some point in the next 1 to 4 episodes.
I mean, yeah, I think, we will screen them.
Yeah, we will screen them. So it might take a while extra to screen them, so we might have to wait until an episode or two have passed by.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see when it feels appropriate. Because if someone has something important to say about The King and I,
right,
we might have to listen to it next time.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I'll say that, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're definitely going to record the next episode December 10th, the day it gets released.
Yeah, so it'll be after we release this, and people can have a chance to call in.
Of
and
course.
many people will.
Of course.
Oh, boy.
Should we read the final
Yeah,
paragraph?
I was just going to say, we're almost done here.
There's a bucket of something.
It looked like ice.
All right.
The police arrest Wiley, G.W. Wiley, that is, George Washington Wiley, on his flight layover in Chicago. Flannery then assumed the identity of Wiley, arriving at LaGuardia's, shout out to LaGuardia Larry, as scheduled to complete the drug deal. As the deal proceeds on Vicola's yacht, Lily Long comes to him again to find out why Carney would have killed himself. She exposes Flannery as a cop, and a shootout starts. The Coast Guard is following the yacht, and Vicola and his drug gangsters are caught. See, this is something we wouldn't necessarily know, but it does say the narrator states that justice is served.
Yeah. Well.
Let's go down to this cast list here.
Sure. You recognize anything?
No, that's it.
Shall we read some of these
Brady.
The critical response? I don't give a shit, actually.
Yeah.
Although other films directed by Laszlo Benedict, who is the director of this film, include a movie called The Kissing Bandit, Guy Who Stole Kisses.
Wow. Death of a Salesman 2 years after this.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
terrible script.
A movie called Recursos en Gras that you've already clicked the link of?
No, that does not have a Wikipedia page.
Oh, sorry, I thought
it would be
purple.
purple.
It looked purple from my angle.
No.
I see.
Namu the Killer Whale is one of them. And then Night Visitor, which actually does sound familiar. Looks like it's a scary movie based on the poster. No. All right. Well, here's the shootout.
The shootout, yeah.
That was promised.
Yeah.
We've given all the passcodes away, right?
I believe so.
We're not going to recap them. You got to find them. If you skip to the end looking for passcode, nuh-uh. There's this great fight scene. We're almost at the end. Justice is about to be served, folks.
Yeah. Justice is being served as we speak.
Now, some of these punches look a bit more
better. I think the darker lighting helps.
Oh, Yul Brynner just shot a guy.
Oh.
Now maybe just flat out shooting at a boat. Oh.
Did he just throw his gun?
He threw his gun at another boat when he ran out of bullets.
Wow. Yeah.
A bunch of ice cream servers appear to be...
Yeah. They're on a mission to go...
Sailors and people who work in ice cream parlors, very similar uniforms.
Yeah, well... Yeah, I mean, think about the one on Stranger Things is ship themed.
Have not seen the show.
That's
fair. I've seen the first season. The mysterious Paul the Yachtsman, dope trafficker.
Wow, what a dope trafficker.
Yeah.
I feel like the narrator may have just said justice is served.
Yeah, or is possibly saying it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some music going on.
A book just closed. Yeah. There's some more montage.
See, I think that's a miniature of a plane over a projector showing.
It does, the way it's moving. Well, no, there is some. It's over.
Well, that's the end, and I'm going to immediately turn off my TV to avoid Doctor Who spoilers.
Right.
Wow, is it? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know what happened because I watched it, of course.
But, you're a big Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll keep watching now that Jodie Whittaker's gone, though?
Yeah, because, Moffat's back, so...
Moffat is not back, Russell T. Davies
That's what back. I meant. No, I meant Moffat's on the back burner.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is a true story. There was a night I was on Twitter, and I saw a rumor that Stephen Moffat was going to return to Doctor Who to write a single episode, and I started crying in front of my girlfriend.
Yeah. How do you like that current Prime Minister of the UK?
Oh, you know what?
Right.
I can't believe it's them.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that was the episode. Listen, leave those voicemails. That number again is
518-966-2442.
Sure hope you got that right.
Yeah.
And
now, if I didn't, and you are listening to this because you keep getting countless voicemails about here's looking at Yule Kid. Call. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll get in touch, and I'll give you a prize for giving your phone number out to millions of people.
And guys, please follow us on Twitter at YulPod.
Yeah. That's our Twitter.
Yep.
And yeah, follow, like, and subscribe. Subscribe to on here.
Yes, wherever you're listening to this podcast, don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Spotify.
I don't know if this first episode, there might be a rule about having to have at least 2 episodes before your podcast appears on Spotify.
We got the trailer.
Oh, maybe we do.
Yeah.
And listen, give us those.
That's the key.
Listen, give us those reviews. Listen, 5 stars really help. I would say if you're gonna give us a negative review, you gotta subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube.
Give us a 2-star review. Don't drop the please don't drop the passwords in the review.
Yeah, do not drop the passcodes.
Even if you hate us, please don't drop those passcodes in the review.
The passcode, by the way, I think this is a good rule even for the one for our friends. They can't just tell us. They need to call in the number and leave it in a voicemail.
Oh, they have to call in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're someone with a passcode and now if they try to just tell us, well, no, they didn't listen to the end.
That's right. Okay.
So call in 518-926-2442. Give us your passcode. Remember, you're Roger if you're listening. Yeah.
And listen, tune back in on December 10th where we're going to watch Yul in The King and I.
Yeah, big one.
It's going to be a great episode. I got a great topic that's going to take us through at least a lot of it.
Yeah, possibly we'll have a guest depending on people calling.
Possibly. And yeah, thanks for listening to the inaugural episode.
Yeah.
It all starts here and it all ends at the last one.
You want to sing us out with a reprise of the theme song?
I sure don't.
Cool. Bye.
And listen, thanks for listening to Here's Looking at You, Kid. Outro music.